Okie doke. Sorry I'm a little late, but oh, too much stuff in the face. Hold on. So, without further ado, really, I don't want that there. So, anyway, the point of this little live stream is to actually show you how deceptively simple, because that's how I like to teach things. Trying to get things to submit and do what they're supposed to do. So anyway, there we go. So, the simple point of this little live event thingy mobini is to actually be able to help you be able to use both astrology and gemstones and crystals together in a way that actually is going to help support and benefit a certain part of your life. And this kind of technique is going to be requiring, well, for one, you need to know what your ascendant is, and you can go to like any astrology chart generator site, and you can use either Vedic or Western placements, whichever one calls out to you the most. Just go with that one. But you'll need to know what your ascendant is. You'll need to know what your ascendant is. But if you are unable with your birth time, either you can use 12 p.m. by default, or use the first time that pops in your mind, or if you have a time frame that you can estimate it, that'll work just as good. So, before we even get into the crystals and how to actually use each specific one, what the heck did that happen? Oh, there we go. We have to actually take a look at the house setup. So, I'm going to try and figure out how this is going to, how this is going to work. So I'm going to just try and hold this up close enough that way you can see. So this little one right here, where my finger's at, this one, this is the first house. This is the ascendant. This is the most important one. The sign that's here is key. You need to know this one. And then over here, you should see it go to the second, this way. The second is going to be right up here. Then third, fourth, and all the way through. So, essentially, the standard, well, I don't want to say standard because that's not really the correct term. When it comes to like the houses being set up by sign, usually by default, this, natural is the first house being ruled by Aries. Then the second house is Taurus. Third is Gemini. Fourth is Cancer. Fifth, Leo. Sixth, Virgo. Seventh, Libra. Eighth, Scorpio. Ninth, Sagittarius. 10th, Capricorn. 11th, Aquarius. And 12th, Pisces. And if you notice, I didn't say Opinicus anywhere. Do not use that, because it will not work with us. So, now that we know what all the signs are, let's actually make this a little bit more simple for you. Let me grab a writing instrument over here. Let me find a surface to write on. So, say we're using the natural placements, just to keep it simple, because again, that's how I like to keep things simple. Not complicated, not a headache, not, oh my lord land, I want to jump off a cliff hard. Well, that sounded vulgar, but you get the idea. So to keep it nice and simple, the first house is ruled by Aries. So, I kind of already said the answer many moons ago. What planet rules Aries? Focus a little, would you? There we go. Hi, Lisa. What sign rules the first house? What planet owns the first house? Aries. Mars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Mars right there, just for safekeeping. And then the first house is also the cranium, the top of the head, right here. It's not the forehead down, no. It's the cranium, because that's where you put the crown. And also the first house is the brain, and also the recurring thought in the head, and also the general the general standing of the physical body. Second house, I really hope I'm not lagging, because if I'm lagging, I'm going to table flip. I hope I'm not lagging, because I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to be bonkers cray. Hold on. Let me do one more thing right quick. Hold it. Hold everything. Heck, I thought I just had that thing out. I guess not. I'll go to the inferno with it, or off to the chopping block with it. Meh with it. Okay. Now, as I was saying, so do that, and do that. Tell this to go piss it and stick it. Same with that thing. And to this thing, piss it and stick it. Anything else that wants to get in the way? No. Figure. Good. So, as I was saying. Oh, that is an exalted Mars. That is an exalted Mars, Lisa. So that means reputation. Your reputation is known that when it comes to you asserting yourself and how you put out energy and how you defend yourself, because Mars's fourth aspect is looking on you. The way it's pretty much, it's like you have a reputation for, being known as don't mess with her. Do not mess with her. Careful. She'll tear you a new one. Do not mess with her. Don't mess with her. Just don't mess with her. She looks like she puts on that she's in control, but it just takes the wrong move and take out. With that exalted Mars. With directional strength, mind you. Because he gets directional strength in the 10th. But anyway. So then the second house. The second house is Taurus. Who owns Taurus? This one actually, there's 2 planets. Of course, we have Venus, as well as Moon. Moon considers Taurus is Motragone and has secondary ownership of Taurus. And it considers its most comfortable Motragone placement in Taurus, specifically in the Rohini constellation, etc. Third house, Gemini. That was a simple one. Mercury. Fourth house. Yep. On the second house is the face, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the lips, ears, the throat, and the tone of the voice. Not the words that come out, the tone. And it's also the eyelids, eyelashes, forehead, nose. Anything that involves the senses is the second house. Mercury for Gemini, third house. Third house is your fingers, your hands, your wrists, your arms, your elbow, shoulder, lungs, and it's also the vocabulary that you use. Fourth house, Cancer. Again, Moon. Moon's assigned it, but she would much rather be with inside Taurus. Fifth house, Leo. Oh, besides fourth is the chest where the heart is. Fifth house, Leo. And the fifth house is pretty much right below the lungs, the diaphragm, in the sacral area. Sixth house, well, for Virgo, well, that's Mercury. Easy. And the sixth house is the intestinal tract. Here, let me stand up. Stand up for this one. Essentially, this is like right here from my. So here, right here, this is Leo. For Mercury, the sixth, Virgo, is essentially the intestinal tract. The seventh house, again, there's Venus again. But now, we're all ladies here, so deal with it. For the 7th house, since how everything like here, the digestive tract, essentially where Libra's at, it's right here. You have it, you start right here, you go over this way, then down a little, then you go down over this way and down a little. So it's going to be that straight down and then the scales up to here. No more farther than that. Scorpio, the 8th house. Now, this is where we're having a lot of grahas come in all at once. And by the way, yes, Scorpio is the nasty part and the other part. So let's see here. Planets that have ownership of Scorpio. Well, the first one is Mars. Second one, K2, or the South Node. And then after that is the little shithead Pluto. And then after that is Black Moon Lilith. Yep. Hi, Abraham and Lisa. Yep, that's what I did. Because on the body, that's how Libra's actually put onto on the body, like all organized. That's exactly how it is. It starts like right below the, kind of like right in the middle of the, like in between the navel and the spot. If you catch my drift. And then you go all the way to the right until you get to the lake. Go down and to the left, and then a little bit down. It's actually like you're drawing the scales. Precisely that. So yeah, 8th house, Scorpio. Now, of course, Scorpio is the nasty part and the other way out. 9th house, that is a good old Berispati or Jupiter guru. And that's the front and posterior thighs to the kneecap. So it's the front of the thigh and the back of the thigh. The 10th house, Capricorn. Well, this one's a given. Saturn. And he is your patella here. Essentially your kneecaps, both sides. On the front and then the back. 11th house. This is where Aquarius comes in. Oh boy, here we go. So, what owns Aquarius? Well, first off, we got to go with the physical planet, Saturn. Then next would be Rahu, the North Node. And also Uranus. And then last but certainly not least, the 12th house, Pisces. That again is Jupiter Guru and Neptune. And for the 11th house for Aquarius, now, where you have the knee, it's from the knee down, like below the knee, all the way down to the ankle on both sides. That's Aquarius. The shins and ankles. Then 12th house is the footsie. Okay, so now that we have all that written down, so now we can actually start going into which planet has for each crystal, and then we can get fancy, smanchy, woozy, wooey, and do some exercises. Not like physical lifting, but brain working exercises. Grab my drink. Get over here. So. As we're going through each of these planets, keep in mind this is not a set in stone finished stone you can use. Just get a little bit creative and think outside the box, and don't think I have to hold your hand every 2 seconds. Be daring, be crazy. Well, just don't put any of the stones in your mouth, especially not cinnabar. Don't put that one in your mouth, because that one might make you sob of it. No, really, cinnabar is highly poisonous and toxic. Do not put that in your mouth. Please don't. I had one more bottle. I cannot find it. I say mech with it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, looks like I'm going to be mech with it. Okay. So, here to go. Don't mind me, I'm just going to grease myself up. So, Mars-related stones. specifically for Aries first. I have quite a few. Yeah, that won't work. And keep in mind too, some of these stones are able to interlap with each other by planetary wise. So don't think you can't be all like, I can't use the same stone twice. Yes, you can. Don't make it too difficult. So when it comes to Mars, for especially for the Aries part of him, the most we're going head first, ramming part, you can use these stones. Of course, I picked this one first. This little vulgar, nasty thing. First one, Thulite. This little vulgar thing, this thing's a little flirt. And very, nasty, if you can even know what I mean. This one's actually a Mars, Venus, and let's see, Mars, Venus, and I would even also say, in a way, very faintly Moon, faintly, but not much with Moon, because well, the only thing is the lustful part. Another one for Mars, for Aries. Now this one is actually, you can actually consider it for a stone for Rahu because it's the way it's cut. This one is a star garnet. Now garnet goes perfectly for Aries, but the reason why it has the Rahu element in it is because the way that it's cut, it has something dance along the surface of it, like the little shimmer effect. Let's see if I can get it doing. Oh, there we go, just like that. Notice how the little thing is like how there's something lying on it, like a holographic effect. That's what it is. That's what makes it a star garnet. And this star garnet, because of that little quality of the holographic thing dancing over the top of it, makes it a Rahu stone. But why? Why is it a Rahu stone all of a sudden? Well, to keep it simple. This one is called Thulite. Thultite. Thulite. This one's a star garnet. But the reason why this one's a Rahu stone, again, because of how it's cut, and it's different. It goes completely against the natural way that the stones are. If that makes sense. Because this effect can only be done by how it's cut by man. That's the only way. No fans, butts, or tushies about it. Next one. This one's probably one of the most simplistic and easiest ones to get. Goody. This one is carnelian. And I think I don't need to say more about it. Carnelian, well, pretty much I like to call it the... Oh, that's just so vulgar. We're going to go with it anyway. I like to call that one the stone that is most like the mating of bunnies. Yeah, that one sticks it a lot. Next one. And that was carnelian. This one's one of my favorites, but it's not tiger's eye. It's if you want to be technical, it's called the ox eye or dragon's eye. I'd rather call it vampire eye. Hello, Kayla. I'd rather call this one vampire eye because, well, for one, it sounds better than ox eye. Like, oh, okay, an ox eye. Ooh, vampire eye. That's another one. And of course, it will not be any kind of Mars-related stone if Ruby wasn't involved. Ruby probably is the best one, but if you want to go with tradition, then you could use red bamboo coral for Aries and Mars. Another one that I just remembered, and I gotta go over here and grab it. Let me just play Dig Dug real quick. Oh, get over here. Okay, where are you, little one? Come out, my friend, wherever you're hiding at. Come on, what's the big deal? I'll make you taller. I'm not so fluffy. And yes, I'm quoting from that movie of Lilo and Stitch. Because my other, just going to call it my quote-unquote day job, I watch that movie like every Monday. Yeah, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every morning. I've seen so many times that I could literally quote almost the whole movie but I don't want to do that because that would make me so exhausted. So, another one. Where'd he go? I just had him. Where did he go? I was just... Oh, found him. Never mind. Another one. This one's probably... I'm surprised I didn't grab this one in the first place. Another one. Bloodstone. Well, do I say more? So, to review for Aries. Bloodstone. The Ruby. Garnet. Carnelian. Vampire Eye. Thulite. Essentially any Mars-related stone. Regular garnet will work, but again, if you have star garnet, that'll be just fine. You could also use red jade. There's another one. So now scooching over to Taurus. Now, Venus and Moon. Okay. So, here we go. Oh boy. So, now here's a test question. What colors does Moon... What colors are for Moon and Venus? Here we go. Wait. Let me actually put up a poll, just so that way we can see and test your prior knowledge already. So let me just go like, okay. Okay. Whoops. I'm just gonna do it that way. What's that called? Okay, here we go. And again, I'll give 5 minutes. Take your bets now. And while we wait, we'll scooch over to Mercury while we have that be going. So, Mercury, while we wait. Mercury is simple. You grab yourself green stones. Let me grab all the ones that I have on hand. Got 1, 2, maybe, like, things really, that's all I have. Well, yeah, that'll work. Technically, that counts, so fine. Get over here. Oh, enough you. Oh no, I'm gonna need a bigger one of you. No, wait. That'll work. Let's see. And I'm gonna need one more. Come on, sit still. No, not that one. Okay, so, but Mercury. This one's actually very simple. Stones that have a green tone to them. Okay, let me see if I can stand over there. Okay, we have 2 votes. We have white, clear, transparent, and then all the above. And wait a minute. Okay, yeah, you're right. So stones for wait a minute. Okay, you're supposed to be here. Good. Stones for Mercury. This can go for both Virgo and Gemini, but Gemini's green stones are much lighter. So for Mercury stones, turquoise. This one's actually a Nevada turquoise. Yeah, but it's heart shaped. Next one. Of course, this one's a simple one to get. Adventuring. Another one. I don't have this one on hand, so Emerald. That's another one. Serpentine, but be careful with that one. Malachite. This Malachite's a little sassy, feisty one. Careful with them. Now, the green version of Tiger's Eye. Serpent's Eye. Let me see if I can get a bit closer. Or Snake Eye. There we go. Now they can see. And the ever so sassy Amazonite. Focus. No. Milkshake. Cupcake, come on. Turn on, you bloody thing. Thank you. There we go. Now you can see the green a bit. So, in a way, green aventurine, like these two. Well, this one was a bit lighter. These ones would be for Gemini, while the turquoise, malachite, and the serpent, I was going to call it snake eyes, that one would be more for Virgo. So, we still have 2 minutes, so we're going to let that finish out. Well, the fourth for Moon, well, that one's part of the poll, so I'm going to skip fourth house for now. And we'll be back to that one in a moment. The fifth house for Leo. Leo stones. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. These are the stones I'm kind of not really that drawn to as much. I'm kind of like, okay, fine, whatever. So, Leo stones. Okay, fine. That one technically counts. That one, nope. Did I already grab it? Oh, I did. Never mind. I'm look and double check. One more thing. Because I know I have a piece of this stone somewhere. That'll work. Okay, here we go. So, oh lord. Oh, the moon necklace. Yep. If you remember the one that had like the two opalites on it, yeah, it's the same thing. I just took them out. Okay, so since now the poll's over, yep, that's one. That was actually one of them, and I was looking for that one. Tigers actually won. So now the poll. Let's see. I'm gonna go grab them. Okay, here we go. So, if you chose pink, you're good. If you chose light blue, which was none of you, aqua blue, you're good. If you chose all the above, according to Vedic astrology and the rishis yielding from there, the colors for Moon and Venus are actually see-through, clear, milky white, a gentle white, and a white such as selenite. Specifically selenite. This kind of a clear, that kind of a clear transcend. No, here. This one's a better one. Oh, but this one's a better one to see. This kind of a white. So, tell me. So that's for both of them for Taurus. But since Taurus is an earth sign, you can definitely consider using more Venetian stones to fit for that. You can use the color that I prescribed, the color I said, but specifically for the Taurasian side, you'd want to use, no, not that one. You probably want to grab something like this, that. Well, of course, that one. I can't be dim-witted to forget that one. But that one's going to be a basic one, though, but who cares? Okay, so for Taurus, of course, you can use emerald if you want to, but sticking mainly with Venus, though. Of course, we have the basic bitch rose quartz. Basic because it is. Deal with it. The little playful, but also so nasty, flirty, magical tug to bite. This one's only in Greenland, though. So it's a little hard one to come by. Tug to bite. Theolite again. A little Boker thing. Rhodochrosite. And Aphrodite calcite. And no, this is not like one of those sushi things from Japan, okay? Just because it has the top like one. No, don't put that one in your mouth. So that's Taurus for the second house. Or I did Mercury for the third, Moon for the fourth. Simple. So moon related stones are see-through and clear. But since it's Cancer, like Cancer, as in like the sign, not the affliction. No. Got a hanky and panky there. Nope, that one's a bit too harsh dark. So I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna need you. Yeah, kind of okay. I wish I had a big honker piece of aquamarine, but that'll do. But anyway, so for Cancer or Moon, again, the selenite, aqua jade or blue jade, that's not dyed, like this one's not dyed. You can even also go with blue agate, blue lace agate, angelite, milky or snow quartz. Sit still. Of course, master quartz, clear quartz. This one's actually found in my state, believe it or not. Agite, Ajoite, I believe that's how you spell it, agite. And of course, if this thing will not try and jump out of my hands, blue topaz. This is probably going to be the best pick for the sun Cancer. This thing feels like literally I'm holding on to hard water, like water that's solid, and I'm holding it. That's Cancer. So Leo, fifth house. Of course, tiger's eye. I would, flaunt a piece, but I don't have one in my immediate area right now. Here, got him. Oh, get over here. Okay, Leo, sit still. First and foremost, obvious, and also moonstone too for moon and Cancer. That one's obvious though. For sun, obviously, focus. Sunstone, yeah, faint light. You can kind of see this sun thing in that one. Sunstone, orange jade, red jade, orange calcite, again, carnelian, Milkshake. Just thank you. Citrine. Oregon Golden Selenite too is another one. This one's not cooked. This one's not flamed. It's natural. And a rutilated quartz. Careful with this one. Especially when you like grip it. At least that happens with me every time. See? Watch. 1, 2, 3. It jolts when you grip it. Virgo for Mercury, I've already said that one, which are the darker greens. Now for Libra, for the 7th house in Venus, mainly just Libra. Now this is where we go the complete different direction with the love stones. Of course, come here for the basic one. There's that one and that one. I'm trying to grab. Aha, there it is. Get over here. Get over here, little nasty. Get over here. This one's actually on one of my necklaces. So, first one. Sit still. Okay, this one is pink. Cavenzite. I believe it's Cavenzite. It's either Cavenzite or I can't remember off the top of my head. There's one. Next one. Fine, let's get the basic one out of the way. Basic bitch rose quartz. Again, Aphrodite calcite. I had to call it Morgan Freeman. Morganite. Because it sounds like Morgan. And my guilty pleasure stone. Kunzite. For Libra. Now Scorpio. Falcon's Eye would be one. Same thing with Shutterkite. I don't have Shutterkite, so I can't do that one. You could also go with, where'd you go? No, not that one. Yeah, kind of. Definitely that one. Definitely that one. Not really that one. Falcon's Eyes, another one. Where is me big black stone? I'll just have it. Aha! Look what I find. Okay, so Scorpio, Black Moonstone. Because this is the stone of Lilith. First one, Black Moonstone. Shadow Quartz or Smoky Quartz. I prefer to call it Shadow Quartz because it actually sounds more dark. And believe it or not, Hematite. This little thing. Let me tell you, this thing. Here. Let me just show you instead. Okay, that's not a magnetic surface. So let me find something that's magnetic. That's not real magnet. Okay, here we go. This is real metal. So, okay, metal. May have it. Yeah, this little thing. Let me tell you. A friend of mine gave me this little bugger. Release. Thank you. And you could also use some darker stones like shamanite, Lemurian jade, midnight, and what's the other one? I can't remember the other midnight jade. But that's for that one. Now Jupiter, Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius is an odd one. Since Sagittarius is the fire sign, but a transformative fire, of course you'd be using the same thing as ones as the sun, but you can also throw in the mix. You can use the sunstones, but also Stishenshite, which let's try saying that 5 times fast. Stishenshite. Good old Lappy. Even though there's going to be a little bit more on the Saturnian a little bit. And then, of course, the amethyst. This one also goes for Pisces too. Then Capricorn. For Saturn, oh boy, we have quite the selection here. Hopefully I'll be able to grab all of these things. One more. Get over here. Okay. For Capricorn stones. Now, these ones can be shared with Aquarius for the Saturn part, though. So, rude. So, for the stones of Capricorn, simple. Now, first one. Again, Lappy. Shadow Quartz. Shungite. Definitely Shungite. Black Tourmaline. Stishenshite again. Amethyst again. Let go. Hematite. Black Obsidian. And also Blizzard Stone. Of course, Blue Sapphire. And Snowflake Obsidian. Now for Aquarius, the same thing. But now here's the twist. Any man-made stone, doesn't matter what color it is, what it looks like. Here, get over here, Opalite. Where are you? You, Opalite, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. You're gonna wish I never had to play scavenger hunt for you. Cause yeah, just shut up. Three, two, one. Okay, looks like I don't give a bloody heck dang about it. So I'm just gonna turn and walk away. Now watch, as soon as I turn and take my first step, it pops nowhere. Map with it. So for an example, man-made stone like this one, since this is not a real sapphire, something like this would be for Aquarius, because it's Rahu. Oh, I could be a gem too. Watch this. Deceiver. It's not a real stone, this one's acrylic. And it causes other stones that are different. Like for an example, Snowflake Obsidian. Then, let's see. I think I got them all anyway. For Aquarius. Pisces, last but not least. Last but not least, the fishiest one. So let's see. We're going to need to get some blue in here. But it's also Jupiter. So this one's more kind of like if you mix Moon and Jupiter together. But with more of a lean on the blue side. So we're gonna go grab you, grab you, grab you. Are there any more that I can think of? Well, the ones I don't have on hand, Aquamarine would be one. Another one would be Larimar would be another one. Violaine would be another one. So, Pisces. Again, clear quartz, snow quartz, milky quartz, stissenshite again, angelite, blue topaz, amethyst, agite, and lapis. And that's all of them. So now the real thing. So now we're going to piece all of this together. So let's take it from the tippity top. With an Aries ascendant. So Lisa, looks like you're getting a free walkthrough here for your charts and placements. So, here to go. Say if you want to improve your thinking, like if you have a headache. Like, oh, this dimwit of a twat of a man is giving me a headache. And you want to relax, and you want to make the headache go away. Or if you actually want to increase like physical vitality yourself, simply. Well, all you would need is either one of the Mars stones, like ruby. All you would have to do, like from here all the way around the head, take your ruby piece, and since it's Aries, you're going to go one time. So you're going to start here. You're going to go clockwise around to the top. So you're going to go and do one full rotation around the head, and making sure you go in a circle all the way up one time. That's for an Aries ascendant for the head. Now for Taurus, let's go with, come here, through light, you little vulgar. Let's say if you want to make your appearance more woozy-woo-like and more enchanting and more like, oh, look at this. I got a live one and I didn't have to do anything. I just had to do this one little thing. So, for Taurus, Taurus, the second house is the face. Take your through light nasty piece. You're going to go, start at the forehead, down, all around, back in the center, down, over, up for a triangle, then down again. Because you're going to go around the whole face. Around for the circle. Triangle. Then straight down. That way you're covering the whole face. And if you want to be extra technical, fine. You can even also do it this way too. One ear, two ear. And if you want to be going the extra mile, then take the same piece. After when you come down this way, right on the throat. You don't make sure you don't go. That's for Taurus, the second house. Oh boy, now Gemini. Okay, Gemini. You do that twice. That would be good for the fourth house for Cancer. So again, that would be putting in Angelite, blue topaz. You get the idea. For Gemini, oh boy, you're going to be taking your light green stones for Gemini, and you're going to go and essentially massage the whole hand. I'm going to make this a little bit more practical for me. Like green aventurine, you're just going to go like 1, 2, just rub the whole arm to the lung, and then the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, and then that's for Gemini. That's actually good for improving your skills, communications, and making your ability to be adaptable go up. And also your vocabulary to excel too. And the second house, again, for the woozy woo and for comfort and also getting more income and fixed assets and sustenance. Fourth house for Cancer. Okay, so we're going to grab another practical stone here. Get over here. Get here. So, selenite piece. Now, if it has a spike, don't, no. So for selenite, start on one side, go over, back 4 times, then roll a little bit up for the chest, then down. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. You don't have a small stone. Well, because when you, like for an example, say if I was to hold onto this piece of rhodochrosite for a while, the stone's going to be heated up because of my natural body heat, making the stone actually become more connected to me. If that makes sense. So you'll be more connected to it. But if you haven't hold it, if you grab a hold of it, then that means that stone's trying to give you its energy that it's holding on to. I even had some stones. I've even had some stones, like I was wearing them like on a bracelet or a necklace or whatever. And I was just get wet. And like my skin's not even damp. The stones just get wet. Like, okay, whatever you say. Like if it just gets warm and you're wearing it just as a necklace, well, again, it's adapting to you and it's giving you the energy. Your heat is activating the stones. That's what it means. Fifth house Leo. So, simple. Diaphragm area. Right down all the way to here. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's pretty simple. Okay, sixth house for Virgo. Now this one might be a little bit difficult. So, the stomach area, like right here, all the way down to there. So you're going to start right above the navel a little bit. You're going to go up, down like this. It just, to me, this feels so weird, but it is what it is, and 6 times because it's Virgo. Now, seventh house for Libra. Okay. I'm going to try not to make myself look like I'm trying to stuff this in myself. Cavenzite. Again, you're going to start just like so. You're going to go right, left, down, down. And you're going to do this a total of 7 times. I know, it feels pretty awkward and pretty, what in the world am I doing? But just do it. And that'll help with your, funny enough, your relationships, your bartering skills, negotiating contracts, and being able to like increase your ability to be business savvy and negotiation skills. Sixth house is the helping with the enemies and health. Fifth house is for creative self-expression, and the fourth house would be pretty good for helping conflict with mother and bringing happiness to you. Oh god, not the eighth house. Oh boy, here we go with the nasty one. Okay, give me that. So, if any of you think it's a good idea to take a stone, especially if it's shaped like, a man part, and stick it, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Especially if it's made of selenite, don't do that. Just don't do that, please. So instead, it'll work just as fine if you put it on the spot. You don't have to stuff it in, and you don't have to back there. You could just simply take it right over the top, up, down. That's it. 8 times. Good. Ninth house. Well, again, you're going to be doing the same. And Scorpio, that can help. Doing that can help with the transformation and the ability to stick it. And heck, that can also help you with your in-laws. Don't ask me. I don't write this stuff. That's just what it is. Ninth house. Again, rubbing down the thighs will actually help your ability to be able to learn open up your way of higher thinking. Might even give you an opportunity for long distance travel. It also being accepted even to a higher university. Because the thing is, when you sit, because when you actually sit in front of a guru to learn, the way that you sit, I'm gonna try so hard to be able to recreate it up here. So the way that you sit, stick it. Like how you sit, you pretty much are taking your knee, your legs, your thighs, sit still. And now you're sitting on your thighs. Pretty much your thighs are taking the most of the blunder because you're sitting like so. And actually funny in China, I believe, in Japan, they actually sit like this because they're actually learning something that's a higher philosophy, like the way of the samurai and the way like a monk. This is how they sit. Yep. And when you're activating this, your higher way of thinking becomes that more active, depending on what planet is. So definitely massaging a Jupiter stone would work beautifully. Now the 10th house, Capricorn. Oh boy, here we go. Give me my sapphire. So, what Capricorn? Patella. Take your blue sapphire or Saturn stone. Around 10 times. Or if you want to be extra fancy, like me, when it comes to Saturn, start at the middle, do a figure 8, 10 times. But why 8? Saturn actually has dominion over the number 8, and doing it 10 times, that activates the sun of Capricorn. But if you want to be even making him even more impressed, which I highly recommend you do, go very slow. Take your time, but be slow and precise. Doing so will actually help the reputation, help your career, and then help actually you pay off your highest karma. Aquarius, pretty much the same thing but the shins. But for Rahu, get your strange stone. In this case, I'm going to grab hematite again. Where the heck did you go? Gosh, I can't take my eyes off that little thing. Come out, my friend, whatever you're hiding at. Okay, hematite, this little guy. For Rahu, simple. Below the kneecap, you're going to go down and around, back up. But because this is Rahu, it's going crazy all over the place. Go up. But make sure you go about it in a way that's completely different. Like you have a rotation that goes in a different direction. But as long as you go a total of 8 rotations in any other way, as long as you make contact in a direction 11 times, you would be good. Now 12th house, to wrap it all up with Pisces. Let me grab this one. Simple. Or the feet, the toesies. I can do this because I'm flexible. Simple. Take your blue stone, Pisces stone, massage the feet. For 12 minutes, 12 seconds, or make 12 rotations on the feet. Simple. And that's for Aries. But now you're probably thinking, but what if our ascendant's different and it's not Aries? Capricorn Lugna. Capricorn ascendant, simple. Where's my blue sapphire? I just had, thank you. Give me that. Blue sapphire. Capricorn Lugna, simple. Timber. So, blue sapphire, and then for the Lugna. Where's the Lugna? The cranium. The sign is Capricorn, number 10. Blue sapphire. To the head. 10 times. 1. Again, just like what I said with Aries. 2. 3. Yep, 10 times. But again, because this is Saturn right here, take your time with it. Aquarius, same thing, but for the face, 11 times. Then we can get all the way over to the 4th house for Aries, Ruby, chest, once. Just once. And for the 5th house for Taurus, again, grab rhodochrosite. 1, 1, 2. Just like that. Depending on what sign number it is, like for example, Gemini is 3, and that would actually be in my 6th house. So Gemini would go 1, 2, 3 times. 1, 2, but because since it's like how I did it for Aries, and you have to cover the whole head. So 1, 2, 3. You're going up the mountain and you're covering up the whole head. But because since it's Capricorn 10 times, gotta go around it 10 times. And I don't think I can make a figure eight doing that. But anyway, really, that's it. It's pretty simple, and you can even get even more complicated if you want to. Like we're talking, oh boy. If you want to even do nakshatra specific, like for an example, say if you want to do Rohini, oh boy. Rohini with the pada of the, let's see. No, actually, here's an easy. Here's one that's gonna be a little bit easy. Let's go with Aries Barney with the 3rd pata of Barney. So what are we gonna need here for that? Simple. First off, the big one, Mars. As long as you keep the direction, and except with Rahu. Rahu, you can do any other direction as long as it's there. And what do you mean by true? What do you mean by find which Lilith is right for you? Because I mean, technically, there's only one real Lilith. There's the construct made Lilith that is actually going along with the Abrahamic BS, and actually trying to keep giving her a bad name. But anyway, so for Mars, Barney, and then the 3rd pata. Okay, so here to go. So you're gonna need 1 stone for Mars, ruby. Because Barney is owned by Venus, Shukracharya, you're going to need to have a Taurosian stone. So we're going to grab a rhodochrosite for that. And then you need to grab a Libra stone because that's also the pada of Libra. So we're also going to grab Morgan Freeman. So we have these 3 stooges. Not literally, but you get the idea. These 3. So here's what we're going to do. Say it's actually in Aries. Oh, you mean like the true or mean node. Okay. Whenever you look at Lilith, always use true Lilith. Always use true Lilith. If it's not available, then use mean Lilith. Because the true Lilith is exactly where she's at. Mean is estimated. And no, before you ask, Lilith cannot be retrograde. She cannot be retrograde. Ever. Mm-mm. But anyway. So, in order to actually use this remedial procedure for, like, say we have the ascendant and we have a Aries ascendant with Barney Nakshatra with the 3rd pata. So that's Mars, Venus, Venus. So Mars, Venus, Venus. These 3. What you would do, you go 1. Again, this one's actually going to be Venus for the, not for the crap I just said. The heck, dude? For the part of burning. This is going to be for burning. 1. And then this is going to be for the pada. 1. Because the thing is, the sign is dictating how many times you go around. Mars, 1. And specifically, Bernie's owned by Venus, so 1. Next shot, the pada, still. Mars says 1, go around it once. So you're activating the sign, Aries, nakshatra, and the pada. See? But that's getting like uber specific and like pinpoint mind boggling if you want to be specific. But just keep it simple with just the sign. But if you want to get fancy, then you can most definitely go with nakshatra too. If you want to even use divisional charts, you can, but I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole that I am not ready to do because I've been talking for way too long and I haven't washed myself yet. I'm exhausted. So, I'm going to go take my leave. I hope you guys enjoyed this little cutesy little remedial technique of using stones. Believe it or not, this is actually what I tell people to do precisely to actually help them counteract any kind of BS that's happening in a certain sector of life. It's the exact thing I tell them, this exact same formula. Precisely. So, I take my leave. I'll see you guys probably most likely tomorrow. And then we could see what tomorrow's topic will be. So, wait. True Lilith is the same degree as your ascendant. So if that's the case, then that means you have Lilith point blank conjunct your ascendant degree. So, to best say it, Carlos, you pretty much have Lilith saying, "You're mine, kid." That's what it said. That's pretty much what it's meaning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what that's what the spirits are doing. That's what I love about these little stones because they just whenever I come into contact with them, their energy just goes overkill. No, really, Carlos, take it from me. If you, because I mean, look, I have the same thing. Lilith point blank conjunct my ascendant degree. Yeah, it's like mine. That's just what it's doing. Jabrail, why'd you have to do that? Now I feel like I had to give you something. Ah, Jabrail, fine. Oh, now I feel like I had to give you something. Ah, fine. Give me my cardstock. You're lucky I like you. Here's my cardstock. But only Jabrail. Because I do got to watch myself. Oh, wait. Maybe this was the doing all along. Never mind. I thought that was it. Give me this thing. So, Jabrail, up. You have a question you want asked? And this is the deck I grabbed, so we're going to go with it. But here's the thing, though. Okay. But the thing is, Black Moon Lilith is not really all about the sexual. Primarily, she's all about seduction. All about seduction. Now, seduction is not really intended to be sexual. It's meant to mess with somebody's head. To make them become so easy to manipulate. And Lilith conjunct the Ascendant. Pretty much, I'm just essentially talking to myself and explaining to myself. Because I had the same thing. Pretty much you exist, people just come towards you. Just without you even doing anything. And they even think, why am I being pulled to you? I don't even know you. And I just don't know what's going on. Because subconsciously it's pulling people to you. Your best empowerment comes from yourself. The way you captivate, allure, seduce others, captivate others. King of Twigs. Oh boy, I'm not going to go anywhere near that one. But essentially, you captivate others by how you present yourself. You get revenge. And that's another thing too. Because again, Black Moon Lilith, as the planet, is a black void or a black hole. And what happens with a black hole? Things get pulled away. Eyes get pulled away. And since also Black Moon Lilith is also the unknown, naturally, the way you just naturally exist, you pretty much, best put it, people sometimes are trying to figure out something about you, but they can never figure it out because it's perfectly veiled. You get the best revenge, the best vengeance, by essentially boosting yourself higher than you were and turning around and then mocking the other person who was trying to knock you down. That's true for me. Okay, so I hope you don't mind I'm using this. Oh, where's that box? I hope you don't mind I'm using this one. Oh, relax. It's another word for happy. Keep your weave on. Hey, could be worse. So, tell me, tarot deck that doesn't look like a chocolate bar. Tell me about his supervisor. Does he need to be supervising beyond the workplace? Or is it going to be the other way around? The world may never know. Generally, how does he stand? Oh God, why? Overall standing for the supervisor, the emperor. Oh boy, here we go. So turn that off so you can see. So, looks like he is pretty pleased with how everybody's doing their work towards you. Essentially, you please him based on your work performance. Don't mind the YMCA, don't mind that. But essentially, you orchestrate things in a perfect harmony towards, like his, like generally altogether, your work performance pleases him and he's impressed by it. Planned. All planned. He might also have a thing for, might be very athletic too. And he likes to have things be in order. So on the physical, mundane, everyday, how does he feel on the everyday towards this whole thing? Okay, let's see. What is going to come out of here, oh boy? On the physical, mundane, everyday, he feels like an idiot. No, not really. But, God, this is so bad. Mundane everyday, he's the fool. In this the picture, we have a hitchhiking boy with his doggy. Like, hey, trucker, pick me up. There's a random blimp in the air. And it also has a crocodile on it for some reason. And a butterfly. And there's a truck. So, the mundane everyday, he's pretty gullible and has no idea how to approach you if there's any kind of romantic involved. But he's willing to. It's just he doesn't know how to wave you down to get your attention. He even might be a little dim-witted about it too. How does he feel mentally? Like, what does he think about this whole endeavor? Oh boy, here we go. Mentally, we got we have mentally, he is exhausted. like he's trying to heal his head. Especially like he works so hard with his like work and so hard on himself that he might even sleep on the job a few times. And he might be all by himself with his thoughts. But between the connection between, he's trying to heal his mind to actually even have the like to have him be able to think clearly if any kind of romantic involved. But definitely there has to be a lot of mental recovery. He might be pushing himself to his limits, possibly. So now, probably the biggest one. How wet? How does he feel in the wet spot? Like emotions, like that, not that kind of wet spot. If you want that wet spot, fine, go with the wet spot there. But hey, you're the one who went that way. That way. So for the wet spot, the good old wet spot. Turn on. Thank you. The wet spot with the feels, emotions, the woozy wooey. You'll do. Um. Um. Okay. Way to make this awkward deck. So, on the woozy woo, emotion, feelings. Here. Do I dare say more? You can just look at that and be like, oh, Snapple. Huh. That was unexpected. But now the thing, though. Because, of course, it is the Lover's card, but now here's the thing. Because there's the split in the middle, one is operating on the opposing mindset of the other. Meaning, one may be in a position to where they're able to, and then the other person, even though that they're kind of like on the same emotional standing, it's just that the standing on their end is not the same. Because there's the light, then the dark. It's mutual, it's the same, but because of the circumstances standing on both sides, it's awkward and blocked for that reason. But the connection part's there. Definitely. It's balanced though. But now let's see. What is his next 3 steps for like the next 3 moves he's going to make? First step. We have the 8 of Cups. But now here's the thing. Yep, okay, no, okay, looks like a guy getting on a plane and flying away. Oh, woe is Adam, no. But take a look at this. You see the old geezers there? Waving goodbye to conservative ways of thinking. And because that's an airplane, getting on a plane and flying with a new way of thinking. So, conservative thoughts being like, well, you're not supposed to date your boss. Well, saying goodbye to those thinkings, he's getting on the new plane to fly elsewhere with new thoughts and having a new mindset of like, you know what? Who said I can't have an employee and date him at the same time? Maybe heck, might be able to motivate him and be like, listen, dude, your work performance is bad. You better hurry before you get fired. And I'm not going to hire back. So there's going to be a saying goodbye to a restrictive, conservative way of thinking. That's the first step. Second step. Oh, that's nasty. That is nasty. Do I say more? Do I have to say any more? You can take that and go with it. Yep, that's 6 of Cups. And heck, it even looks like that's velvet. Velvet sheets. Go with it. So, okay, well, I don't think I need to say any more with that one. We're just going to nod the head and go with it. That's all I'm going to say. Then the third step. Oh boy. Release. Fuck this deck. I quit. Nope. That's it. I quit. Nope. Done. because in this deck there's no queen. There's only it goes youth, man, guide, and sage. There's my card. The Guide of Cups. So, the last step is that he becomes his free best self. And because, well, I don't know why I just pointed this out. This looks nasty. My good sir, what are you doing with that cup of cream? Why are you wasting it? Milkshake. No. Worked so hard to get it. Why are you getting it all over the place? What's wrong with you, Milkshake? You had one job. I'll just throw 3 more for you to just be like, okay, what's the best course of action to make sure that the outcome like this does go the way it's planned? Choice 1. First step. 2 of Cups. Self-reflection. Check stock with yourself. Reflect and just make sure that you're prepared for this. Next step. Oh, for God's sakes. Next step. Get on a Broadway musical, The Magician. No. Well, not specifically get on a Broadway musical, but pretty much after your self-reflection, put some flair out there and be like, hey, guess what's coming up for prime time tonight? This stick in my hand. And guess where it's going to go? Not in the hat. I guess you'd call that a hat trick. Well, nowadays, it takes skill to handle a stick, like magical stick like that. Oh, good Lord, Nanta. What have I done? And the third. Oh, gosh. Third course of action. I just can't right now. Third course of action. I think this is going to be the last card because I think I'm getting a little bit too carried away. Last course of action. After where you put on your Broadway bling bling and, twirling the stick. Last course of action. Strength. Getting control of the cat and making him do tricks. And being like, hey, look at this. I got a ring of fire. He's gonna go in the bloody ring of fire. Come on, boy, do that trick. Do it now. And don't hold yourself back from it either. If the feelings and the drive is there, just let it fly. But most definitely, we're all ladies here. I'm going to go with it. If the opportune comes for it, the desire is already there. Just so if the opportune moment comes, just go with it. And bonus points if you can even, hook, line, sink it and get a raise from it. But yes, I can definitely say there is, but there's just a little bit of uneasy, awkward standing with it. That's all. Say for example, if you were not employed with him, or if he wasn't over you, in a different department or the whatnot, then almost definitely yes. I'd be get a spear and throw it at him. Spear him in the tush and then drag him home. And then put him in the closet. So whenever you need him, he's there. Oh. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to take my leave. I'm sweating, exhausted. So thanks again, Jabrail. I hope that was a good reading for you because I'm trying so hard not to bust up laughing. I can't anyway because I'm going to have an asthma attack. And I'll see you guys next time.